Right now, while you're sitting there, your brain is falling for a lie. Not a small one. A lie so convincing, so perfectly crafted by your own mind, that it has sent innocent people to death row, let serial killers walk free for decades, and made entire nations believe in wars that never should have happened. This is the confidence trap, and it's happening to you every single day. We think we're smart. We think we can spot a liar. We believe that when someone looks us in the eye, speaks with calm certainty, and gives us every tiny detail, they must be telling the truth. That feeling of absolute sureness. We treat it like a superpower. But science has proven something terrifying. Confidence and truth have almost nothing to do with each other. For most of human history, this made perfect sense. On the savannah, the confident hunter who said, "I know where the water is," was the one you followed. Hesitation got you killed. So our brains evolved to reward certainty. Confidence became our shortcut to survival. But that ancient wiring is now being used against us in courtrooms, in politics, on social media, and even inside our own memories. In the 1970s, psychologist Elizabeth Loftus at the University of Washington ran an experiment that changed everything we thought we knew about memory and truth. People watch a short film of a car accident. Then she asked two simple questions. One group heard, "How fast were the cars going when they hit each other?" The other group heard, "How fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other?" The word smashed changed reality. Those people estimated the speed much higher. 1 week later, she asked if they remembered seeing broken glass. More than half of the smashed group said yes. There was no broken glass in the film. Their brains had invented it to match the confident, dramatic language they heard. Human memory is not a recording. It's a reconstruction. In 1984, Jennifer Thompson was raped in her apartment in North Carolina. She was 22, terrified, but she forced herself to study every detail of her attacker's face. 5 days later, she picked a man named Ronald Cotton out of a police lineup. She pointed at him and said with total, unshakable certainty, "That's the man. I'll never forget that face." The jury believed her completely. Ronald Cotton was sentenced to life plus 54 years. He spent 11 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. The real rapist, Bobby Poole, even bragged about it to other inmates. But no one listened, because Jennifer was so sure. Then DNA testing proved Ronald innocent. Jennifer was devastated. She had sent an innocent man to hell with nothing but her confidence. They later became friends and worked together to change the system. This is not rare. The Innocence Project has freed hundreds of wrongfully convicted people. In more than 70% of those cases, the main evidence was eyewitness testimony, confident, emotional, detailed, and completely false. Most people still believe the old rule. If it feels true and the person sounds sure, it probably is. Now, imagine you're a detective hunting a serial killer. You have a profile. White male, 25 to 35, charming, organized. You bring in a suspect who matches perfectly. He looks you in the eye. His voice is steady. He answers every question without hesitation. Your gut says he's guilty. But studies from MIT and Stanford show that even trained professionals are terrible at detecting lies. Ted Bundy used this against the world. He murdered at least 30 young women. He was handsome, articulate, and radiated confidence. He represented himself in court, cross-examined witnesses like a professional, and escaped twice. People helped him because he seemed trustworthy. Investigators underestimated him for years because he didn't look like a monster. His confidence was his greatest weapon. The same thing happened with Dennis Rader, the BTK killer. For 30 years, he sent taunting letters to police and newspapers, playing a game with absolute self-assurance. He was a church leader, a father, a respected member of the community. When police finally caught him, the entire town was shocked. He had been hiding in plain sight behind a mask of normal, confident normalcy. This trap doesn't stay in courtrooms or police stations. It follows you home. Every time you scroll through social media and believe a post because the person sounds so certain about politics, health, or relationships, you're inside the trap. Every time you dismiss someone's opinion because they seem unsure or hesitant, you're inside the trap. Research from Princeton and other top universities shows something called the illusion of validity. The more confident we feel in our judgments, the more likely we are to be wrong. In one study, people predicted stock movements and sports results. When they said they were 100% sure, they were wrong 20% of the time. In high-stakes situations, the error rate climbs even higher. This isn't just about individuals anymore. Entire societies run on the confidence trap. Wars have started because intelligence reports came with high confidence. Financial crashes happen when experts are 100% sure the market is solid. Cults form when one charismatic voice speaks with total certainty while everyone else doubts themselves. And the worst part? Technology is about to make the trap infinite. Right now, in 2026, generative AI can already create videos and audio of people saying things they never said, with perfect lip sync, perfect tone, perfect confidence. By the end of this decade, it will be impossible to tell the difference. Your brain, evolved on the savannah, has no defense against this. So what do? We stop treating confidence as truth. We start asking the one question that breaks the trap. What evidence would make me change my mind? We listen to the quiet voices, the ones who admit they might be wrong, because those are usually the voices closest to reality. We separate the feeling of certainty from actual evidence. Jennifer Thompson learned this the hardest way possible. She now teaches police and juries. I was certain, and I was wrong. That single sentence has saved innocent people. The truth has never needed a shout. The loudest voices in history, the ones who changed courtrooms, started wars, and convinced millions, were often the ones who were lying or simply mistaken. Now I want to ask you something personal. What is one thing you were absolutely 100% certain about that turned out to be completely false? A person, a news story, something about yourself. Drop it in the comments. Your story might be the warning that saves someone else from the same trap. If this video made you see the world differently, like it, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because next week we're going even deeper into the darkest corners of the human mind with a video called The Predator's Gaze: How Serial Killers Choose Their Victims, and Why You Might Already Be the Perfect Target. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and never trust confidence more than evidence. Because the biggest lies in history were never whispered. They were declared with absolute certainty, right in front of everyone. And we believed them, until we didn't.